I used the forbidden words to shut down my company's stupid point system. I work at a factory with a draconian point system for attendance. Everything costs you a point. Being late, calling in sick, or even family emergencies. Accrue 15 points, and you're fired. The company is so ruthless, they've even tried to point people for COVID and jury duty. They don't care about the law, they care about turnover. This past January, a massive snowstorm was forecasted to drop a foot of snow. While the local news urged everyone to stay off the roads, our HR department sent out a cynical text. We ask all employees to make the safest decision for you. However, the attendance policy will still apply for anyone unable to work. It was a safety message wrapped in a threat. The hypocrisy peaked when my coworker, Bruce, went to the front office to complain, only to find it a ghost town. Every single member of HR and management had already fled for the day to avoid the storm, leaving the factory floor workers to risk their lives. I stayed for my shift, but the drive home was a nightmare. I called out for the following day, resigned to taking the point for my own survival. But when I returned on Sunday, the atmosphere had shifted. Bruce was grinning. He told me he had gone to see Paul. Paul is our safety supervisor. Unlike the rest of management, he's a union guy who takes his role seriously. In our facility, I have a safety concern, are the forbidden words, the magic phrase that triggers an immediate, mandatory investigation that the company cannot ignore without massive legal and union liability. Bruce had walked into Paul's office and uttered those words. He pointed out that by threatening employees with termination via points during a state-declared weather emergency, the company was actively incentivizing life-threatening behavior. He argued that the attendance policy itself had become a safety hazard. Paul didn't just agree, he went nuclear. He called an emergency safety meeting and forced the very managers who had fled the snow to drive back into it on their day off to address the hazard. He made it clear that if the company didn't rectify the situation, he would escalate it to a full-scale OSHA and union grievance for willful endangerment. On Monday morning, while I was at a diner, the text finally came through. All employees who were unable to work this past weekend will not receive any attendance points. Weather-related absences will be excused. Paul used the company's own safety jargon to dismantle their leverage. That breakfast tasted like pure victory.